It all started with what was supposed to be a routine studio session for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's long-awaited cast album. But what erupted behind those closed doors has the entire reality TV world in complete meltdown mode. Rumors are flying, social media timelines are flooded, and now fans can't stop asking one question: did Erica Banks really slap Kirk Frost on camera? Eyewitnesses claim it wasn't just a slap, it was a full-blown explosion that left Rasheeda in tears, the cast in chaos, and the entire production team scrambling to shut the cameras off. What began as creative differences between Kirk and Erica quickly spiraled into a heated, deeply personal exchange that no one saw coming until Erica snapped, and the sound of that slap echoed louder than any verse ever recorded in that studio. And the worst part? Rasheeda, caught in the middle, completely broke down. Sources say she stormed out, sobbing uncontrollably, yelling that this just destroyed everything. Now, with the album reportedly on hold, cast alliances shifting, and footage possibly leaking, fans are left wondering if this is the end of the Frost legacy, or just the beginning of the biggest scandal in love and hip-hop history. It was a chilly Atlanta morning when Erica Banks pulled up to the studio, the fog clinging to her matte black SUV like a veil. Kirk Frost's muscle car idled nearby, engine growling softly as he paced beside it, arms folded and jaw clenched. Inside, producers hovered anxiously by craft services, whispering about the tight schedule and the risk of a blown budget. Carly. Red stood off to the side, smoothing her hair and scrolling through her phone, eyes darting to every new tweet that mentioned #Slapgate. Chaotic tapped his foot impatiently, earbuds dangling around his neck as he listened to playback mixes. Bambi hovered at the back, plastering on a smile that didn't reach her eyes, trying to pretend everything was normal. Rasheeda entered the room last, her hand resting gently on Kirk's arm, offering a tentative smile to the others even as her heart pounded with nerves. The moment the cast assembled around the central vocal booth, Kirk strode to the mixing console, fingers drumming against the fader, his glare fixed on Erica as she approached the booth, mic in hand and oversized sunglasses shielding her eyes. Everyone felt the tension tighten. Rasheeda raised a hand and exhaled, trying to steady the room. "We've got this," she murmured, more to herself than anyone else. The beat dropped, a heavy bass line and sharp snares echoing through the monitors. Rasheeda took the lead, voice confident, filling the studio with warmth. Carly jumped in with a fiery verse, her words slicing through the air. Chaotic followed with a punchy ad-lib, the energy climbing. Then Erica stepped forward, sliding into the booth and closing her eyes. She began her verse, every syllable dripping with swagger and soul, painting a vivid picture of her rise and resilience. Her confidence was magnetic, until it was cut short. Kirk hit the mute button. The music died. Erica froze, headphones dangling around her neck, expression unreadable behind her shades. She tapped the glass and spoke into the talkback mic. "What's wrong?" Her voice calm but firm. Kirk leaned back, arms folded. "That was too smooth," he said. "I need grit. Realness." That felt rehearsed. His words landed like a punch. Erica's lips pressed together. She waited for him to press play again, but he didn't. Instead, he smirked. "Try again. Less polish, more passion." Her eyes flared with defiance. She peeled off her shades and set them on the console. "You want passion?" she asked, voice low. "I brought passion." She took a deep breath and restarted the track, pouring raw emotion into every line, her struggles, her triumphs, her journey from unknown artist to chart contender. The words resonated, every beat a heartbeat. For a moment, Kirk's stern face softened. Erica finished, chest heaving, and waited. Silence. Kirk pressed a button that sent the track to fade out. "Not there yet," he said crisply. Rasheeda's shoulders sagged. She approached the glass and spoke gently. "It was good. Let it breathe." Kirk shook his head. "We're not done. This is my vision." The chill in his tone spread through the room. Erica stepped out, ripping off her headphones and setting them on the mic stand with deliberate force. She faced Kirk across the glass. "Your vision," she repeated. "This is a collaboration, not a dictatorship." Kirk turned to her, eyes narrowing. "I built this dream for you. Don't forget that." The possessive edge in his voice cut deep. She stepped closer. "Built it?" "More like controlled it. I'm not a prize to be displayed or managed." Her words echoed through the studio. Carly Red leaned forward, worry creasing her brow. Chaotic glanced at the producer, whose face went pale. Rasheeda's hand flew to her mouth as she watched the confrontation unfold. Kirk rose from his stool, closing the distance between them. His voice dropped. "You think you're better than me? Better than the show?" Erica squared her shoulders, chin lifted. "No. I think I deserve respect. I deserve to be heard." She motioned to the mic, and not silenced by your ego. The room held its breath. Kirk reached out, fingers brushing her shoulder, maybe to steady her, maybe to assert control. Erica's eyes widened. She didn't hesitate, her hand snapped out, connecting with Kirk's cheek in a thunderous slap. The sound cracked through the room like a gunshot. Kirk stumbled back, hand flying to his face. His stunned silence gave way to a roar of profanity. Producers and security rushed forward, forming a barrier. Carly Red gasped, covering her mouth. Chaotic muttered, "Damn," under his breath. Bambi sank to the floor, staring in disbelief. Erica's chest heaved, adrenaline and defiance pulsing through her veins. Rasheeda lurched forward, tears pooling in her eyes as she watched Kirk cradle his cheek. She fell to her knees beside him. "Oh my God," she whispered, voice cracking. "He's bleeding." Kirk waved her off, brow furrowed. "I'll survive," he grunted, but his voice trembled. She grabbed his hand, looking between him and Erica, her eyes filled with anguish. "Why?" she breathed. Erica stood her ground, breathing hard, gaze unwavering. "Because he crossed the line," she said softly. "And I had to defend myself." Behind the glass, the producers hastily muted the mics and cut the lights in the booth. The beat that had promised unity died, leaving only the echo of conflict. The aftermath was electric. Cameras remained rolling even as producers frantically tried to regain control. The beat that once promised unity now lay silent, replaced by the hum of anxious voices. Erica Banks stood just outside the booth, chest heaving, her gloves hanging loosely from her fingers like trophies of defiance. She watched Kirk Frost wipe the smear of red from his cheek, his eyes dark with wounded pride. Rasheeda hovered nearby, shoulders shaking, torn between fear for her husband and admiration for the woman who had defended herself. Carly Red broke the silence. "We can't just end it like this," she said, voice trembling. She glanced at the producer who nodded hesitantly. "Let's try to talk it out, clear the air." Kirk looked at Erica, jaw clenched. For a moment, time seemed to freeze, both recognizing that this moment would define them all. Finally, Kirk exhaled, voice low. "Fine. But this isn't over." In the green room, Rasheeda sank onto a velvet couch, tears spilling freely. Bambi sat beside her, wrapping an arm around her trembling shoulders. "You okay?" she whispered. Rasheeda shook her head. "I just wanted us to be a family on this album." She glanced up at Kirk, who stood a few feet away, staring at his reflection in a mirror, adjusting his shirt. "And now look at us." Outside the studio, a hushed crowd of paparazzi and fans had gathered. Phone cameras flashed as snippets of the confrontation leaked online. Tweets poured in. Someone captured the exact moment of the slap from a cracked studio window. Within minutes, hashtags ignited, #Slapgate, #LHattle, #Team Erica, #Team Kirk. Talk show segments teased exclusive footage and untold details. The controversy had expanded beyond the studio walls into global chatter. Erica didn't wait for an invitation. She strode toward the exit, mic still in hand. Carly followed, placing a gentle hand on her back. "You want to give a statement?" she asked. Erica shook her head. "Not now. People will talk no matter what I say." She paused, glancing down the hallway at Rasheeda's desperate silhouette. "I need to talk to her. Alone." Back in the booth, Kirk turned to the producer. "This project was my vision. Now it's a disaster." The producer swallowed, voice strained. "We can rebuild. We can spin it as a moment of passion. Raw drama. Real stakes." Kirk's eyes flicked toward the closed lounge door. "We'll see." In the lounge, Erica approached Rasheeda slowly. The room smelled of stale coffee and lipstick. Rasheeda looked up through red-rimmed eyes. "Why did you do it?" she whispered. Erica perched on the arm of the couch. "Because he disrespected me. Right in front of you. In front of everyone. You couldn't let that slide, so why should I?" Rasheeda's lip quivered. "He's my husband. I love him. But I can't pretend he was right." She placed a hand against Erica's, clutching her arm. "I'm glad you stood up for yourself." The tension between them shifted, softened by honesty. For a moment, Rasheeda felt a fragile respect bloom for Erica's courage. But then reality crashed back in. Studio execs would demand allegiances. Fans would pick sides.